Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. In the previous episode, well, we did pretty much all of the Shadow Pokemon Lab, and now we have two Shadow Pokemon ready to be purified, Houndour and Arceus. So really quickly before we do anything, now that we have this shortcut opened up, let's go back up to the surface and go to the Purification Forest in Agate Village. And after a very short walk, we're back here to the Relic Stone. So now that we're here, let's purify Houndour to start things off. I still don't have any nicknames in mind for any of my Pokemon so far, but we have half our team, so I probably should start thinking of some, huh? But hey, that'll come in due time. But for right now, we get Houndour purified, which is really stinking cool. And yeah, it's going to get Feint Attack, which is a great stab attack for him. It'll do 60 damage. And he also got Charm, which... yeah, I'm not really too big a fan of, because Charm's not really that good. And hey, we got level 19, so that's great. And yeah, so now Houndour can start gaining EXP and will eventually evolve, which is super. So now let's get Spheal all purified. And I think Spheal will actually have more EXP than my starter and Houndour, because he actually got a lot of battles in the previous episode. And he'll be nice and useful pretty soon, so that's great. Yeah. Yeah, just rolling around like, I love Spheal, man, it's so adorable, gosh, always had battling them. And hey, got Aurora Beam, so far, Houndour and, Spheal have great stab at moves, so that's pretty good. And level 18, and level 19, and we'll start Body Slam. Heck yeah, Body Slam is actually a really great move, because it can inflict, paralysis, so we'll get rid of Charm for that. I think that's a pretty good idea. What do you guys think so? Anyways, we got Body Slam, and are we going to get any more levels? No, I guess that will do it. Not bad, not bad. We also got a ribbon. Still no nicknames for Spheal either, but now that's taken care of, let's go back to the lab. And okay, now that we're all healed up and ready to go again to the lab, here's something I actually forgot, because I was too distracted by those gosh darn Hexagon brothers. There's 2 chests in here, 3 Pokeballs, and that one, and the other one should have something else. Yeah, I don't know why I forgot that, but that would have definitely been more helpful than going out and buying 10 Pokeballs, but hey, it's whatever, they'll still come in handy since we still got a ton of Shadow Pokemon still left to snag, and alright, some potions, not bad either. Let's see what I want to use here, though. I think we're going to put Jolteon in place of Houndour for this next battle, just because it sounds like a good idea, because the next BI we're going to fight has a ton of water Pokemon, so we want to get that out of the way. I guess Hexagon Brothers are still just chilling in the lobby. Not really the lobby though, it's just basically outside. Okay, do we need to swap out any of our Shadow Pokemon? Technically yes, but I guess it doesn't really matter. We'll do that eventually, I suppose. We'll work on purifying more Pokemon once we get the Professor back, because that's honestly the next objective. Okay. So, let's come over here. Now, before, there wasn't actually anything really left to do over here, and Grumble XD001 failure is going to send our plans right off the rails. I wish we'd finish up with these research and get out from this dank underground war. Who are you? Well, apparently your opponent now, since we're gonna battle. So yeah, not much really left to do over here until we had the ID card we got in the previous episode after defeating those other R&D lab dudes. Now that we got that, we can take this guy on and then get closer to where Professor Crane is. Jolteon is going to tear through both of these water-type Pokemon, and this feels just honestly here to look adorable. We don't have the ability to, well, basically use shadow moves anymore, so type advantages are really going to be important, but we got Jolteon. He's level 18. He already does so much damage. We don't really need to rely on those shadow moves anymore. And alright, level 19. I wonder what the next move we're going to learn is. And wow, Spheal's about to get level 20. Holy crap. Did not see that coming, that's for sure. A Zubat, not the scariest thing. And Vice Grip, probably one of the most forgettable moves in Pokemon ever, actually. Seems kind of odd. Alright, Body Slam. Wow, that actually did a ton. Holy crap. And did it the right target. It even got the paralysis. Dang, Spheal, you're stinking awesome, man. So let's see. We definitely want to use Thundershock on the Corphish, and then we'll just go for another Body Slam. If I've done my math right, it should definitely 2-hit KO. And okay, Corphish, get out of here. You garbage. You're level 14. You're nothing against my team. Gosh, alright. Level 29. Dang, that makes Spheal our strongest Pokemon to date, which is pretty good. Alright, so hopefully we can knock this thing out really quickly. And okay, that was a pretty quick battle. The Zubat is out. Not bad at all. Okay. So I really want to stay in high health though, because these next 2 battles are actually going to be relatively difficult. What's this guy got to say? Why? What'd I do to deserve this? Apparently being evil. That's usually what happens. This is bad news. I've got to alert Lovrina about this security breach. Oh, crap. Well, I really couldn't stop him. Is there anything else to do in this room? Well, we could sit on these really cool benches. But other than that, we're going to use the ID card on this elevator and go down this time to this very odd-looking lab. Ooh. And up here is actually going to be where Professor Crane is. Huh, you understand, don't you? It's wrong to turn ordinary Pokemon into shadow Pokemon against their will. Please, when you help us stop this shadow Pokemon plan, join us and help save the Pokemon. Professor Crane, I understand what you're trying to say, but I can't help you. Dang, he actually seemed to do a semi-decent job of convincing Naps. And whoa, you! Aren't you that kid I saw at the Pokemon HQ lab that time? Oh, well, this is awkward. Johnny, it is really you. Are you trying to tell me that you came here by your lonesome to rescue Professor Crane? It's too bad. I'm still a member of Cipher. I can't very well let you folks go on now, can I? Dang. As for you, you snagged my Teddy Ursa from me that time. I'll give you this. You got guts to come here alone, but I'll fix you good, so never get away again. Oh gosh. So, we have a rematch with the Cipher Peon Naps. The first trainer we ever technically battled in the Ore region this time around. He has a Murkrow and a Rhyhorn. This Rhyhorn can be a problem, mostly because it's actually pretty sneaky strong, and Spheal honestly isn't that fast. He has no Shadow Pokemon, so do not worry about that, obviously, because, I mean, we took the one he had, and I doubt Cipher would give him a second one. But we're going to use Thunder Shock on the Murkrow. Lightning Rod. Great. That is actually really unfortunate. That doesn't always happen, but that's kind of a pain. He's going to go for Pursuit on the Jolteon. Not going to do a billion damage, but hopefully Spheal... Okay, he didn't go for a ground-type move. That is great. I don't remember that Rhyhorn actually always having Lightning Rod, does he? I guess so. But regardless of that, a Water Gun is definitely going to one-hit KO the Rhyhorn. It has quad weakness, and it's a stab attack. The Rhyhorn is out of there. So that's already one of his Pokemon destroyed. Or defeated, should I say. It can't really be destroyed. His next is going to be a Slack Off. Kind of a scary Pokemon to go up against. It has really great stats and all, and I think Aurora Beam would actually do more damage. So let's go with that. Thunder Shock should one-hit KO the Murkrow now that Lightning Rod is gone. Please, please. Yay! Jolteon is actually very competent. Awesome. So the Murkrow is not there. So now he has only 2 Pokemon left. And depending... Okay, a Beldum. Beldum is actually kind of annoying. It really should only have access to the move Takedown, but it's still getting hit kind of hard, and the fact that it's not weak to a lot of things that I have, I mean, it could switch technically into Houndour, but that would take far too long. Go for the Aurora Beam versus a Slack Off, and okay, that is gonna definitely do more than half. Super. So let's see. I'm gonna use Thunder Shock. Ooh, do not want to Thunder Shock Spheal. That would definitely be bad. I'm gonna Thunder Shock Slack Off. Just actually, well, technically, they won't even get to attack this turn anyways. So let me think about this a little bit. We're gonna just use our stab attacks on Beldum. Slack Off can't attack this turn, so it's really not the end of the world. Let's just go for a Thunder Shock attack. Okay, that did almost half. Great. Great. I think it did half, actually. Hard to tell. Hard to tell. The Slack Off is going to be loafing around just because of its ability. And the Takedown is going to do some decent damage to Spheal, but we're okay. We're going to bounce back. And okay, it's going to hit Recoil. If this Aurora Beam can do enough damage to KO it, I'd be super happy. It may not. Yeah, it's not going to be able to do it. Crap. Semi-unfortunate, but we still have those super potions that we got earlier. So let's just finish off slacking, or slack off, should I say, with Thunder Shock, and then go for another Aurora Beam on Beldum. I doubt that'll KO. There's not really a lot we could do about it. I do not believe that Body Slam would do any more damage, because, you know, that steel typing, that's really annoying to get around. And okay, he's going to probably knock out himself here, actually. He decided to go for Jolteon instead. Walrein, but that's fine, that's fine. Why did I keep calling Walrein? It's a Spheal, it says it right there. How dumb am I? Holy crap. This second Aurora Beam, though, will seal the Beldum's fate. And that's it, Naps. You lost again to a 10-year-old kid. Man, Jolteon at level 20. So now him and Spheal are tied. Never mind, Spheal's level 21. You just can't stop Spheal, man. It's a sticking a rocket. Okay, Naps. Hand over the professor. We finally got him back, guys. You're good, punk. Yeah, you're bad, Naps, basically. Professor Crane, you folks don't have the foggiest notion about how big and scary Cipher is. It's not smart to resist. You can go on about the poor abused Pokemon and all, but you should think about your own selves. That's my advice. Well, dang. Seems like Naps actually had a change of heart a little bit. And Johnny, you did really come here by yourself? That's amazing. It's dangerous here. We better get out right away. Our worst fears turned out to be true about Cipher. They went and wiped out. They just wanted a few bases. But the details can wait. Things can get complicated if they return. So let's get out of here quick. Crane, join our party. Nice. So over here, though, can't avoid a treasure chest. Leaf Stone, don't really have too big a use for that, but hey, it's there if you want it. I mean, there's no harm in just picking up the treasure chest, so let's see. Definitely need to heal Jolteon and Spheal. I'm going to use a super potion on Spheal, just because I want to be in tip-top shape to go into this battle. And I recommend you do the same. Now let's think here. What is my opening team that I want? I think we need to go with Jolteon and Houndour. Spheal's been getting a lot of time to shine, and yeah, Crane, let's go. So this part is actually, in my opinion, slightly tricky. You can use the healing station that we unlocked before, but you really don't have access to the outside world after defeating Naps, essentially. So you're going to have to wide out if you need to go purify Pokemon. Now you get prepared, because this next battle is pretty difficult. So let's just give it a roll. And oh gosh, that jazzy music. She's here, guys. No. Oh, hey, you sneaked Crane out. Lovrina, this child here, he's the intruder. Oh gosh, I don't even like the way she walks. It's just awkward. I don't know, and her bow-leggedness, it's weird.
Oh, wait. I have not heard about anyone leaving anywhere. Professor Crane is going to be very busy. Oh, very busy. So please be a nice boy and don't disturb us.
We're going back to the HQ lab. Stand aside, please.
Going back? Seriously, you were so joking. This is not happening to where you were working from now on. After all, we so need you that we keep working on your studies. You are so the key to our plan. XD001, the ultimate shadow Pokemon that can never be purified.
Stop that nonsense. You would seriously think that I would help you do something that horrible?
Oh, that Naps. He must have made a boo-boo again. I so have to punish him lots. Little boy, maybe you can convince Professor Crane. You should so tell him to study our XD001. You see, our plan is to make shadow Pokemon that can never ever be purified. XD001 is our first prototype. So when we work out the problems, we can make combat units like XD001 series Pokemon. Wouldn't that just be peachy? But we so need the professor to cooperate for our plan, so please, sweetie, can you please ask him nicely to help?
Sure, why not? He asked nice enough, and Johnny, don't be joking!
Oh, thank you. So we hand over the professor to us? No! Nasty. You silly boy. You so won't help me with XD001 either! You'll be sorry now, but you will so understand. A little hurt is so persuasive.
And this is the first true boss fight of the game versus Cipher Admin Lovrina. Man, she may look innocent enough, but she does not mess around, except with her Pokemon selection. Being a Cipher Admin, she has some pretty high-level Pokemon, and these ones are no exception, except for the fact that they're relatively weak. We're going to start with Houndour and Jolteon here. Jolteon will hopefully be enough damage to knock out that Love Disc. Hopefully. Actually, I'm going to make sure and use Feint Attack and Thunder Shock just to get that thing out of here ASAP. Just so it can't hurt Houndour. So Thunder Shock, yeah, as I assumed, it would not be enough to knock out. And, oh no, it's still going to go for the Water Gun. God dang it. Ugh. That's going to do a ton of damage to Houndour just because he's weak to that type of Pokemon, which totally sucks, but it's fine. We'll go for the Feint Attack, and that thing should be out of there. Love Disc, it's a really weak Pokemon, but unfortunately was a little bit faster than Houndour because of the level difference. But hey, we got level 19, so that's good. We got a little bit of health back, sort of, but that's fine. Now, she's going to send out her Roselia, probably her weakest Pokemon. This thing doesn't really serve a lot of usefulness on her team. It's just kind of there. Going for the Thief, for the Beautifly on Jolteon. I wasn't holding an item anyway, so that's fine with me. So let's think. I'm going to go for the Thunder Shock on Beautifly, and then maybe we can knock out Roselia next turn. I don't really think it's going to do anything too scary, so let's see how that goes. Beautifly, oh, I actually got one hit KO'd. That's actually very surprising. I didn't think that would actually happen, and okay, got a lot of EXP. But here comes the big guns, Lovrina's signature Pokemon, is her Delcatty, which is actually really, really strong. We're gonna have to watch out for. There's also a Shadow Pokemon, which is bad, obviously. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna launch an Ember attack at it. Hopefully do over half HP. Oh gosh, this thing is strong. Let's go for the Leech Seed. Okay, we're gonna have to swap out the Pokemon that thing leaves. Ooh, that's bad. That is probably the worst scenario that could happen, because I desperately need to get that Roselia. Okay, we're gonna knock out Roselia with Ember. We may lose Houndour here. That should be fine. Thunder Wave going on the Delcatty, so we can hopefully capture it. And okay, so far things are looking my way. Oh my gosh, yes, awesome. Delcatty got not purified. We wanted to get purified, but got paralyzed. The Ember should one-hit KO the Roselia. What the crap? Oh my gosh, that's actually kind of bad. All our Pokemon are so sassy. I don't like that, man. They always come back like, it's very annoying. We luckily avoided the Pin Missile, and unfortunately Roselia is going to get healed a little bit, but then just get taken down back because of Burn. So now I think I'm going to go for the Bite on the Delcatty. Hopefully that will not get in the red. Then we're going to switch out to Spiel, who can hopefully do an Aurora Beam to that Roselia and knock it out. Houndour, you did great, man. Now we got to bring in some extra help. Okay, so far, I'm very curious how much this Bite is going to do, because Delcatty does have decent special defenses. Okay, that's actually around the perfect HP that I want to try and snag it. Going for another Leech Seed. That's fine. That's fine. On Jolteon. I'm not really too worried about that. The Shadow Rush, though, is something I'm definitely worried about. Oh, gosh, that did 1 billion damage. Just feel. Not 1 billion, obviously, but 40. But who cares about the specifics? And Roselia just keeps healing up with that stinking leech. We need to focus her down, too. Okay. This is what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to start trying to snag it. I know Delcatty actually has a pretty, good catch rate. Actually, bad catch rate. Whatever way you want to say that. So I'm really worried about this, but I'm going to go for it. This is why I bought so many Pokeballs. We don't really have access to great balls at the moment. So we're just going to have to just basically keep lobbing them. Hopefully we can get it. No, darn it. Delcatty's a pretty rough first Shadow Pokemon for an admin to have. The Mega Drain's coming out. Gosh, can this Roselia just die? Gosh dang it, man! I know it was a big risk bringing that Pokemon in, but hey, whatever. Spiel didn't get to do much this battle. I guess I'm just gonna fodder off Ladybug so I can heal up Houndour. Yeah, this boss fight it's a boss fight. Don't let Lovrina's appearance fool you. She means business, man. Definitely. Oh gosh, okay, well, good thing brought in a Shadow Ladybug, because I don't think anything else would have survived that. And gosh damn, I'm killing that stinking Roselia, man. I'm tired of looking at it. Stupid, stinking. It's gonna die. It's gonna die. Alright, so let's think. Bite Attack would technically do more. Let's use Ladybug's turn, though, to go into our items and use a Super Potion for Houndour. So that sounds good. Get a lot of HP back. And alright, hopefully this Bite will be enough to knock it out. I think it will be. Maybe. No, not even close. We desperately need to change Jolteon out. Gosh, we need to switch it with something. I might just fodder off, oh gosh, that's so much damage. This is gonna keep healing, man. Stinking Roselia. I thought I could beat it with stinking. No, I guess not. Gosh. No, we lost Jolteon too. Oh my gosh. This battle's not looking. This is like the worst luck I've had in this battle ever. What the crap, man. Oh my god. This is not looking great. Let's send Houndour back, though, and hopefully take down this stupid Roselia who's been plaguing this battle. I hate it. Alright, so let's think here. I think the best course of action while we still have this lady out is to go and use a Revive. I hate to use a Revive so early in the game, but Jolteon is kind of my #1 guy, so we really need him out just because, I made some mistakes earlier. So let's hope that this Ember is enough to knock out Roselia. Heck yeah. Pokemon's finally done. Admittedly, that should not have been such an issue, but it was, man. I don't know, this Roselia was a problem. Okay. The Delcatty got paralyzed again. So, now it comes down to the fact of just basically waiting till we can catch it in a Pokeball. There's not really too much we can do. I guess we could potentially. No, we shouldn't do that. I was thinking maybe we could lower its accuracy or something, but all of those attacks actually damage. So let's get Jolteon in here just so we have a decent front line if that Delcatty just starts going crazy with the Shadow Rushes or other attacks. So let's throw the Snag Ball, though. Maybe we won't even have to switch out and the snag ball will work, and Lovrina will be defeated. Maybe? Yes, we got it! Awesome! Delcatty, in my opinion, has been one of the hardest Pokemon to snag so far in the game, and I'm pretty glad we... Lame, I didn't do anything. Why are you showing it on screen?
What on earth? How could you be so strong?
Gosh, your like hairs touching the like gross ground, and we got a Shadow Delcatty. Not bad. Not bad at all, man.
Oh, I hate to say this, little boy. I can't beat you right now. Master Greevil will be so cross with me, but that's okay. I'll let you owe me this one time. But you have to promise you will think about my next plan. If you see XD001, I'm sure you will want to help me. So I'll be waiting.
She just runs away all awkward. Lovrina! They just get out of here, stinking scum, trying to make shadow Pokemon. Guess we'll kick their butts anytime they show up again. And Johnny, you've grown tough, haven't you? In fact, I'm amazed at how much stronger you've grown in such a short time. I guess we'll be relying on you even more from now on, Johnny. Now that we know Cipher is back, we need to move quickly. We'll have to come up with the ways of stopping them. This time, let's really head back to the HQ lab. Alright, sounds good. Hey, what's this thing on the ground? It's a data ROM. Ooh. And here, may I see that? Sure thing, Crane. We handed it over to him and this may be something important. We'll take it back and analyze it. Alright, man, sounds good. Let's get on the elevator and the game will be kind enough to just teleport us back to the HQ lab, which is actually pretty cool and I like a lot. So, now that we're back home, Professor Crane's all safe and hopefully security has been beefed up a little bit. Thanks to you, Johnny, I was able to return safe and sound. Thank you. Though it was a horrible ordeal, I learned a few things when I was in that desert lab. First and foremost, Cipher hasn't disappeared. The fact that they are still around is alarming. Worse, they are making more Shadow Pokemon again. And worst of all, they are trying to create the ultimate Shadow Pokemon, one that is impossible to purify. Cipher must be plotting world domination using Shadow Pokemon as their weapons again. To counter Cipher's new Shadow Pokemon conspiracy. That was a run-on sentence, but I guess we get interrupted slightly. Director Lily, we did it! The Purified Chamber is finally completed! Oh my! Oh, what fantastic timing, it's finally finished! Nice. Thank you for pulling everyone together so capably in my absence. Okay, let's not waste any time, let's all have a look at the Purifying Chamber. Let's. Nice, so we can... What's this thing do again? I don't really know, but apparently everyone leaves the room and leaves me behind. Very rude, considering I'm kind of the hero right now. And take a good look, Johnny. This is the Purifying Chamber. Your father and I designed it 5 years ago when we were motivated by the Shadow Pokemon incident. If evildoers were to create Shadow Pokemon again, we wanted to be able to save them ourselves. Your father believed passionately. To honor your father's wish, I put together our Pokemon Lab HQ. If your father were here, I'm sure that he would be delighted. While I was gone, everyone seems to have rallied around Lily and made things happen. Okay, Johnny, we'll have you lead the way. A glorious history of the Purifying Chamber will begin with you. But first, if you would be so kind as to briefly explain... Oh my gosh, I don't want a tutorial, man. Although I should probably read this, and certainly... Here we go, listen closely. Purifying Chamber's facility, non-girl purification, blah blah. Shadow Pokemon. Okay, I get it. Put a Pokemon in the center. Okay. Can put up to 4 regular Pokemon and be placed around the Shadow Pokemon. Have 9 of those sets here. That means we can efficiently purify up to 9. Whoa, that's actually pretty convenient. There's one thing you need to be careful about. Purification won't proceed if your Pokemon only places a single Pokemon on a set. Purification can only happen if there are at least 1 regular Pokemon on a set with a Shadow Pokemon. Okay, got it. So that appears to be why purifying. Okay, more Pokemon, purify quicker. Next ability, blah blah. I'll read all this crap later. But essentially, this is the biggest improvement from Pokemon Coliseum. You can purify Pokemon way faster and without actually having to battle with them than Coliseum. That is, if you don't use the ledge trick, which I used, so it didn't really affect me. And yeah, we can purify up to 9 Pokemon at the same time. Really stinking cool. So what do you say we get down to that? Let's think. Who do I really want to purify first? Let's think. We have that Ladybug, which is soon going to be purified, so maybe we should use that one, just as a little test. Sounds good, sounds good. So let's go back and put it onto the set. There we go. So now I think we need to... No, I want to continue. Oh, but crap, I messed that up entirely. Let's try that again. Go back to my party and select this, which, yeah, why not? I think this is how it's gonna work. Yeah, we'll place that there. Go back to our party. and get that Teddy Ursa. Nice. So this is basically how you get a lot of Pokemon purified very quickly, and I don't think that'll increase the tempo that much, because the way this works is you basically want to have one Pokemon super effective against the other up to 4 times, and then it just loops around to make like a perfect circuit. Which currently we don't really have that big of a selection of Pokemon, so we really can't do that right now, but maybe later on we'll have a bunch of sets and a bunch of really quick ways to get Purified Shadow Pokemon. So I think that's kind of cool. And I guess we'll just see how well Ladybug does in there, and yeah. Makes a cool little music thing. Not bad, not bad. Yeah. Tempo isn't that high, keep in mind though, but yeah, that's basically how it works, as far as I understand. And how do you find the Purifying Chamber? I find it insanely confusing, but extremely helpful. Crane. Yeah, now the issue is Shadow Pokemon should be recovered from Cipher. Looks as if you have to get busy some more in snagging Pokemon with your snag machine. Okay, got it. And oh, speaking of Cipher, Lily, have you made any progress with that data ROM? Yeah, what about that? Oh yes, I've asked Dayton. Dayton. Seriously? They named him Dayton. Alright. But he's in the office looking at it. Okay, and Jovi apparently runs up and just annoys everybody. And okay. Seeing Jovi and her boundless energy makes me realize I'm back home. Anyway, I wonder what's going on with that data ROM. Yeah, let's actually go check that out. Yes, that sounds very important. So yeah, the professor's back, and now we can use the Purifying Chamber. I should probably go off screen and start walking around, basically, and maybe purifying some of those other Pokemon. And alright, the room that we're instructed to go to is right over here, where our mom basically told us to go check out a Gate Village. And where the crap is he? Do you know when Dayton isn't here? Yeah, okay. So once Jovi has said that, we can actually go to the front of the HQ, and that's where Dayton will be. Yeah. So yeah, this is basically as far as I got into the game. I'm playing the rest of it blind, but I will play a little bit just to make sure I know what I'm doing. I kind of like to do semi-blind things. I don't do full blind when I make Let's Plays. And Dayton, what's going on, man? The data ROM is heavily protected like a bank vault. Crap. Took a seriously talented guy to break through that. Crud, dude. Seriously talented guy, you say? Professor Crane. Oh, it's Professor Crane. What's going on, man? Ah, Professor, I'm terribly sorry. Can't be helped. And if it's a seriously talented guy we need, well, I think I might have a solution. Who would that person be? Well, I'm sorry to spring this onto you, Johnny, but can you deliver this data ROM to ONBS in Pyrite Town? Oh, okay. Going to Pyrite Town, it seems. We received the data ROM from Dayton. ONBS is known as a TV network, but they're much more than that. People that later founded ONBS were actually instrumental in breaking Cipher's conspiracy. Dang, the kids club, or no, the kids net, the kids, I don't remember what they were called, but they were stinking cool. And yes, Pyrite is past a gate. It's quite far, so be careful when traveling out that way. Alright, got it, Professor Crane. So we have our next objective. In the next episode of Let's Play Pokemon XD, Gale of Darkness, we're going to Pyrite Town to basically see if we can get this data ROM encrypted and see what's on it. Thank you all so much for watching. See you guys in the next episode. Bye.